it is now time to give our New York Jets coaching staff their credit because they figured out a way to get these New York Jets to 3-3 at the bye. When the whole world, even some of our own beloved Jets fans, wrote off this team, starting 1-3, no Aaron Rodgers, injuries happening everywhere. But this New York Jets coaching staff, led by Robert Saleh, figured out a way to get the team to 500 heading into the bye week. The same exact record that me and a bunch of other Jets fans were hoping for, even with Aaron Rodgers, because of how difficult the schedule was. I have been seeing, especially on my live show Sunday during the Jets game versus the Eagles, a lot of slander, a lot of criticism against our New York Jets head coach and Robert Saleh. So I am here to give them their credit and give the New York Jets coaching staff the credit they deserve, because Jets fans, it's time to admit that Robert Saleh is a good head coach. And I know we still got a lot to prove, right? The tires can fall off and there could be a disaster at the back end of the season and there'll be a different conversation at the end of the year. But based off what I saw so far this season, I am really, really content with what I've seen from the New York Jets coaching staff. Now, Nathaniel Hackett, we're going to break him down as well in this live show. He could be a lot better. I don't think that it's time to give him a lot of credit just yet, but I will say there are some signs of Nathaniel Hackett and the offensive coaching staff. And remember, brand new coaching staff for Nathaniel Hackett and the entire offense. That's giving me excitement for the future of this offense after the bye week. But the big praise that we have to give is Jeff Ulbrich and the defensive coordinator, Tony Oden, the defensive backs coach, White Cotton, the defensive lines coach. All the positional coaches on the defense deserves the most credit, and Robert Saleh is the head of it. He put the staff together when he was brought here, and now they are in year number 3. And when Robert Saleh got here, he always said this is a 3-year process. When we get into year 3, we're finally going to see some continuity. We're finally going to see, players and coaches learning from their mistakes. When you go through 2 years as a coaching staff, you get to understand the tendencies. You get to learn from your mistakes. So after 2 full seasons, now in year number 3, you're seeing this New York Jets defensive coaching staff do things we have never seen them do before. Now, let's start off with Robert Saleh as the head coach, and then we're going to get into Nathaniel Hackett. So starting off with Robert Saleh, and also everybody in the chat, guys, let me know your guys' overall thoughts of Robert Saleh and the entire coaching staff. I'm really curious to hear your guys' overall perspective of what the job that they've done so far to get them to 3-3 by the bye week. And also, if you guys can do me a solid favor, simply hit that thumbs up button on your way into the show. Really helps out the channel more than you guys know. I appreciate that big time, folks. And shout out to everybody in the chat. Big time. Let's get it going. Now, I think what Robert Saleh has done here is nothing short of magnificent. I think that the reason why Robert Saleh deserves credit, in my opinion, is that he's never given up, and he's backing his guys. I mean, how many Jets fans and how many other people was just criticizing Robert Saleh for backing his quarterback in Zach Wilson, right? The entire world wanted Robert Saleh to say, nope, Zach Wilson's done. He's not our quarterback. Let's go to Trevor Siemian. But when the entire planet Earth wanted him to bash his own quarterback, he went to the podium and said, Zach is our guy. Zach Wilson is our quarterback. And what happened when he said that? Zach Wilson went out there on Sunday Night Football against the Kansas City Chiefs and played the game of his life. And I know that we lost that game, but that is a little thing about Robert Saleh that I love. Robert Saleh is not afraid to be criticized because he knows what the people want to hear. The people wants to hear Robert Saleh criticizing Zach at that moment after that Patriots L, saying that Zach Wilson sucks, Zach Wilson's bad, and he's going to the bench. Instead, he said he's our quarterback, and he was also praising his ability to show improvements. He's talking about practice. He's talking about all the things. And I'll never forget, at the time, people were scratching their heads. Why is Saleh talking about practice? What does Robert Saleh see in Zach Wilson that nobody else sees? That little thing is what a head coach has to do, folks. That little thing is what Robert Saleh is doing to instill confidence in the young Zach Wilson to figure himself out. Now, another thing that Jets fans and a lot of people can't stand Robert Saleh about, which I don't know why it drives so many people crazy, where, yeah, he says something about an injury, he's hopeful that he can play, and then he ends up not being able to play. It's not that big of a deal, in my opinion, right? If you hear Robert Saleh talk about an injury, don't take it for real. He's just going to be optimistic no matter what the injury is. Just like he said, DJ Reed, he's optimistic he's going to play in the game. He didn't end up playing. Some people drive them crazy. It's not that big of a deal, folks. Don't let it get to you, please. Now, outside of him backing his quarterback, I think Robert Saleh, the job that he has done with this entire roster, with this entire team, all three phases of the football has been nothing short of fantastic. I mean, you're talking about a head coach who lost his quarterback 4 snaps into week number 1. He's going back to his backup quarterback in Zach Wilson, who, by the way, the New York Jets went to replace for a reason because they did not feel like he was ready to play football this season. Zach Wilson gets thrown back into the fire, and now we have to go back to the same philosophy that the New York Jets had last year when they were running the ball and playing hard-nosed defense and winning on special teams, which got them to 5-2 last season. And now we're starting to see that same exact mentality, that same exact structure win us football games. Back-to-back weeks, we have 2 straight wins without a passing touchdown from Zach Wilson. That shows you that this Jets team is talented enough to win football games without your quarterback lighting it up. Now, I think we can all agree this is not sustainable. We can't rely on Zach Wilson to play turnover-free football, but also not giving us any touchdowns and just relying on Greg Zuerlein and the defense to win us football games, right? We need the offense to figure it out in the red zone, 110%. But the reality is the defense that Robert Saleh assembled here is good enough to keep us in games, and now we're finally seeing the turnovers actually start to accumulate, which is resulting in wins. So Robert Saleh is checking all the boxes for me. Everyone's so hypercritical about his clock management and all these different little things. Me personally, I think now's the time to just stop putting him in a microscope and realize the job that he is doing, keeping this locker room together, is nothing short of fantastic. I mean, the amount of people I heard saying, oh, Robert Saleh's losing the locker room. I mean, you're wrong. Everybody just keeps saying all this stuff that you just want to pin a negative light on the coaching staff, and it's not working. So the fact that he was able to keep these guys motivated, be a sense of a leader of men, and just spark fear into the opponents with the defense is something that I really, really appreciate by Robert Saleh. He's established a set of standards, a set of culture when he was brought here, that all gas, no break mentality, just getting a little bit better each and every day, and it's finally translating to the football field. Right? And I'm talking about the defense right here because we saw a slow and steady defense development. His first year with the New York Jets, the defense was an absolute joke. And we're thinking to ourselves, year one with Saleh is a defensive-minded head coach, and we're one of the worst defenses in the NFL in year number 1. Well, a lot of that had to do with it was a year 1 of the system, and the talent was not there. Year 2 in the system, you draft Sauce Gardner. You sign DJ Reed. I mean, you got Quincy Williams in year 2 in the system. You got another year of C.J. Mosley learning the system. You got another year of all the guys learning the system. And then they go out there and it was a top 5 defense last season. Now we're in year number 3, and everything is coming together. Quincy Williams, year 3 in the system. I mean, you got to realize that the development of Quincy Williams just wasn't just because Quincy Williams just happened to break out this year. It was development of the coaching staff, of the linebackers coach, of Robert Saleh, of Jeff Ulbrich, of the linebackers coaches to bring Quincy Williams into the star that he is, which is why Robert Saleh, again, deserves a lot of credit for that. The slow and steady development, all the players on this Jets defense, I mean, think about it, folks. All the hype was around Sauce Gardner, DJ Reed, Quinnen Williams, and C.J. Mosley on defense heading into the season. Rightfully so. Those are the stars of the defense. Well, guess what? There's so many other players on this defense that's low-key playing better than all those guys. Quincy Williams, arguably the best player on defense. Jermaine Johnson playing out of his mind. Bryce Huff playing like the best pass-rushing edge rusher in the entire NFL. I mean, Bryce Hall coming out there off the bench, plugging in for injuries, playing just as good as Sauce Gardner. He really is. Michael Carter II. Jordan Whitehead with 3 interceptions. Tony Adams. We're deep, folks. This is a defense that's stacked everywhere. And my favorite part about this defense as well, folks, is that there's no excuse for injury. Whoever gets injured, the next man up is expected by the same exact standard. The same standard is expected no matter what your name is. Craig James gets brought up off the practice squad. The Jets coaching staff expects you to do what DJ Reed does. And he did exactly what DJ Reed does. A pass breakup, giving up no yards and no touchdowns. So I think that the development of the coaching staff, keeping the young guys ready on the practice squad, the backups ready in case their name is called, has been nothing short of brilliant from the entire Jets defensive coaching staff. And I am so impressed by everything that we're seeing from the entire Jets team right now, especially on that defensive coaching staff, bro. So big time shout out to them. Definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts in the chat, more about the defense. Because it is absolutely fantastic. And I think we can all agree, the elephant in the room is that we can't rely on our defense to get 4 turnovers to win us football games. We need to start scoring touchdowns, and I think that the offense is just this freaking close to figuring it out and negating those negative penalties and those negative sacks in the red zone, because that's the biggest issue. I rewatched the game last night on the broadcast, and I every time the Jets are in the red zone, for some reason, there's either a holding penalty, a crucial sack, or just like something just doesn't go their way, and then all of a sudden it's 3rd and forever, and they have to just surrender to the field goal. So little things like that can be cleaned up, and I think that the more time that they have with Zach Wilson figuring out the offensive personnel, with Nathaniel Hackett figuring out some new offensive plays in the red zone, they're going to get it out, man. Let's do it. Coaching matters, says Thomas. Absolutely, and it's time to give them their respect. I'm so sick of the disrespect to our own coaches from our own fan base. Like, that's why I woke up this morning, like, you know what? I got to make a live. I got to go live and just give the New York Jets coaching staff their praise, because they deserve it, man. I know there's a long season left to go, but who the heck saw the New York Jets being 3-3 after Aaron Rodgers went down? Nobody did. Nobody, especially after falling 1-3 after losing to the Patriots and then falling to the Chiefs. A lot of people thought the season was over, but they rallied the troops and they won 2 straight games to get us to 3-3 at the bye. What more can you ask for, folks? What more can you freaking ask for? So big time shout out to Robert Saleh and the coaching staff. And it's not over yet. There's still a lot of football left to be played. But if you are a Jets fan, you should feel satisfied about the job of this coaching staff. 100%. 110%, man. Like, the things I was reading in the live chat during the live show, during the Jets-Eagles game, I couldn't believe it. And it came from our own Jets fans. Now, I'm not ever somebody to tell you how to be a fan. But at the end of the day, there's some type of breaking point for me. Why are people saying, Saleh's not the guy, fire him? Bro, we're in the middle of a game. We're down 4 points. And you want to rip Saleh off the sideline and fire him? For what? I mean, like, stop being so, like, oh, my God. It drives me nuts. It really does. Like, that's why I had to go live and give this guy all the credit in the world, man, because he deserves it. Glenn's in the chat. When are you doing the Bleacher Report show? So I'm going to be live on Bleacher Report, folks, at 1 p.m. If you guys want to check it out, it's going to be me, TD Finns Talk, and then a Lions guy, Dose of Dion, and the Cowboys guy, Botch Lombardi. We're going to give our Week 7 picks. Do this show every single week, and I'm excited. So 1 p.m. on the Bleacher Report app. Huge respect for our entire coaching staff. Absolutely. Saleh is an outstanding and fun coach. Thank you. The Jets fans talk with their emotions, and that is very true, Hunter. They do. They do just that. They do just that. The defense doesn't get the respect it deserves. It was all about Hurts having a bad game instead of the defense be great. Exactly. The same exact narrative was about the Buffalo Bills win over, week 1. Oh, Josh Allen gave the Jets the win. How about the Jets defense was the reason why Josh Allen made all those mistakes, okay? Enough of people saying, oh, you only won that game because Josh Allen allowed you to. Well, why did Josh Allen allow us to? Because the defense was in his head, which forced him to create 3 different turnovers. I'm so sick of people not giving the Jets respect that they deserve, which is why I'm here. Bro, we just beat the undefeated Eagles who went to the damn Super Bowl last year, and I'm still seeing nonsensical people not giving the Jets their credit, man. Drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. But hey, we're all here, baby, and we're all good because the New York Jets are going to continue to keep that all gas, no break mentality and prove people wrong. Folks, we only have 17 likes. If you guys could do me a solid favor, folks, please hit that thumbs up button. We deserve more than 17 likes if you're asking me personally. I think that this stream, if you enjoy Robert Saleh's job as the Jets coach, go into the chat and hit that like button for your boy right freaking now. I would greatly, greatly appreciate that, everybody. Let's get to way more than 17 likes. I mean, come on now. Let's go. Let's do this thing, baby. We almost beat the Chiefs. We should have beat the Chiefs, Amy. We really, really should have beat the Chiefs. And I'm sick to my stomach that we didn't. I really am. But hey, it is what it is. You win some and you lose some. You bounce back, and we beat. Since we lost to the Chiefs, we beat the Eagles. You know, that made up for it. That made up for it, in my opinion. That completely made up for it, in my opinion. But now we got to go win the games we're supposed to win. Folks, we do have a proud sponsor of today's live show here on Jets Media, and that is GameTime. I'm really excited to announce this, promote this with GameTime, because GameTime is an app where you guys can get $20 off your first purchase. Now, GameTime, I've had a really good understanding of this app because me personally, I love going to last-minute games. I love, for the Knicks more importantly, because I go to a lot of New York Knicks games and basketball is right around the corner. You can also use this for Jets games as well. Say it's the day of the game, right? It's Sunday, you wake up, the Jets play at 4 o'clock, and you're thinking to yourself, you know what, I actually want to go to the Jets game. You go on the GameTime app, and they are going to give you last-minute tickets, flash deals, zone deals, really excellent prices the day of the game. Last-minute ticket prices. This is where you want to go, the GameTime app. So if you guys want to click that link that's pinned in the chat right now and download the GameTime app, you guys can use my promo code JETSMedia, and you will get $20 off your first purchase. You shouldn't have to worry when you're buying tickets to your next big event. GameTime is the fast and easy way to buy tickets for all sports, music, comedy, and theater events near you. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their best price guarantee. GameTime takes the guesswork out of buying tickets. Again, last-minute tickets, flash deals, zone deals is what they're really known for. Easy to find and buy tickets for every kind of event in your area. Views from all your seats in the venue, lowest price guarantee, event cancellation protection, job loss protection, etc. GameTime is the only ticket app that gives you complete peace of mind with your purchase. See the view from your seat before you buy, so you know exactly what to expect when you arrive. All-in prices show your total up front, so you know you're not getting a great deal without hidden fees. Buy tickets in season with 2 taps. Again, guys, you get $20 off your first purchase if you guys click that link and use my promo code JETSMedia, all capitals. Would really, really appreciate it, guys, if you could simply click that link, use promo code JETSMedia, and you get $20 off a Jets game, courtesy of your boy. So if you're thinking of going to a game and maybe you don't want to buy a ticket just yet, you can download the app and put the promo code in, and then that promo will be on the app for when you want to use that promo for when you do want to buy your tickets on the GameTime app. So download the GameTime app, create an account, and use code JETSMedia for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code JETSMEDIA. That's JETSMedia for $20 off. Download GameTime today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. So again, big time shout out to GameTime. I am really excited to use GameTime, especially for my New York Knicks. I mean, as you guys know, I am a big Knicks fan, and I also go to a lot of Knicks games, and I use GameTime more for Knicks games because I don't go to a lot of Jets games simply because I go live during the games, as you guys know. But for my Knicks, I go to a lot of Knicks games, and this is the app I use to go out there and get all my tickets because it is the lowest price guaranteed. And I'm very spontaneous with my ticket sales. I like to go last minute, and GameTime is exactly the app you want to use for that. King Lowski's in the house. Let's go, Knicks. You know it, King Lowski. Yo, are you watching? Are you tuning into Knicks Media, King Lowski? You know what? I cover the Knicks on Knicks Media. I got to be more consistent on there. They had a preseason game last night. They got the last preseason game tonight. But your boy's going to be covering the Knicks. All right, folks. Let's get into the Nathaniel Hackett, okay? Nathaniel Hackett is interesting because he's not perfect, okay? He does not deserve the praise like a Jeff Ulbrich does yet. But I am seeing signs of improvement from Zach Wilson. And the improvement that I'm seeing from Zach Wilson are the little things that he needs to figure out before he could become a great quarterback, right? And what I mean by that is Zach Wilson is not, he kind of turned the corner of stop being a bad quarterback, right? I saw Kurt Burner or someone on Twitter give the rankings of the quarterbacks, and Zach Wilson's at 21. Now, that's big improvements. Zach Wilson early on in the year was at 32. So he went up 11 spots, and he's trending towards the, middle pack of the, NFL and quarterbacks. And I think a lot of that has to do with Nathaniel Hackett and Todd Downing and the entire coaching staff. Rob Calabrese deserves credit too, the quarterback's coach. And the slight improvements I've seen from Zach Wilson are so subtle to the point where you got to look at the coaches, because this is a brand new coaching staff. Hackett and Todd Downing were not here the first 2 years with Zach Wilson. And what Zach Wilson's doing now is this. His lower half is connected. His mind is figuring things out. He's reading the defenses. He's checking to new plays. He's understanding the coverages pre-snap, right? He's looking off safeties. He's making every single easy throw, right? He's making every single easy throw. And that might sound like, yeah, I mean, he should be hitting the easy throws. Well, don't forget, the first 2 years, Zach Wilson cannot hit a damn screen pass. So it's cool. I honestly don't think he's missed one easy throw this season. There was never a time where he, plants his foot and tries to do a little swing pass and he dirts it like he used to. So, those little things, he figured it out. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fundamentals, and a lot of that has to do with inner confidence. And you also, if we're talking about coaching staff, you got to give Aaron Rodgers some credit too, because he's coached up Zach Wilson. Now, the missing piece of the offense, it's so simple. Everybody knows it. It's the elephant in the room. And that is red zone, right? The Jets' offense is this close. They're this close. It's not like we're getting 3 and outs, right? And we're not moving the football. We are getting into the red zone. We are moving the ball. We are, explosive. We have explosive plays every single game on offense. But we need to figure out to capitalize in the red zone. And I think a lot of that has to do with Nathaniel Hackett still figuring out this personnel, still figuring out what works, what doesn't work, and being a little more aggressive. Now, I will give Hackett some credit here. I rewatched the game last night, and I noticed that was a very aggressive play calling game, right? Whereas against the Broncos, he would run in the red zone. That wasn't the case. In the Eagles game, they were passing a lot on first and second down in the red zone. It just didn't work, right? They took a shot to the end zone to Garrett Wilson multiple times. They took a shot to CJ Uzomah in the end zone multiple times. I mean, the aggressiveness of the play calling was there, but there's a lack of execution, right? It was either a holding penalty on Wes Schweitzer to prevent a potential touchdown, a crack block by Alan Lazard, which presented an opportunity for the Jets to not get into the end zone. That crucial sack that Zach Wilson took, the play-action bootleg, and Hassan Reddick is in the face of Zach, and he had nowhere to go and gets sacked for a negative 15 yards. Those big back-breaking penalties and back-breaking sacks are the reason why we're not capitalizing in the red zone. So if they can just clean up the penalties, clean up the sacks in the gold zone, we are going to figure out a way to score more touchdowns, man. Score more touchdowns. So that is the reason why I have some optimism about where this Jets offense is going, right? They are trending towards being an average offense, and I think that Jets fans should be excited about the trajectory of this offense. Listen, it will be a different conversation, again, if the New York Jets offense was 3 and out, not even moving the ball, can't get beyond midfield. That's not the case, right? We can never have a game again like against the Eagles, offensively speaking, when we have 4 turnovers and we don't score once off the turnover. The New York Jets did not score once off the turnover. And I'm talking about a touchdown, besides the Tony Adams interception, right? 3 turnovers before the Tony Adams interception. We cannot capitalize and score touchdowns. Not to mention, we also had a special teams play where we had the ball in Eagles territory. We started the ball in excellent field position, and we still couldn't score a touchdown. So there's a lot of signs of improvement, but I do believe that this offensive coaching staff is trending in the right direction. I don't think it's trending down. I think it's trending up slowly. So continue the progress offensively. And then, a big shout out to Brant Boyer, who I did not bring up yet. He is absolutely killing it as a special teams coordinator. He deserves the flowers as well. I mean, Greg Zuerlein's playing like one of the best kickers in the league. Thomas Morstead is 7th in the NFL as a punter. I mean, Irvin Charles coming off the bench in only 2 career games is playing just as good, if not better than Justin Hardy as a damn gunner. Xavier Gibson winning us the game in week 1. I mean, the special teams as a unit has been absolutely sensational. You can't play better on special teams than what the New York Jets have done. So Brant Boyer, this is a live stream dedicated to the coaching staff. He deserves a lot of credit as well. And I think that the New York Jets Defensive coaching staff deserves all the stars. Special teams gets the second star. And then the offensive coaching staff, they're behind the curve here. But listen, Brent Boyer's been here for like 8 years, it feels like, for the Jets. Jeff Ulbrich and the New York Jets defensive coaching staff, they're in year number 3. So they're ahead of the curve. But Hackett, don't forget, guys, this is his first year with the Jets. So unfortunately, it's going to take time. And I hate saying that word, time and patience, because Jets fans, that's the last thing anybody wants to hear from me, is saying patience, patience, patience. But that's the reality of the situation. When you have a young quarterback with Zach Wilson, especially when you put into consideration that the entire offseason plan was to cater Aaron Rodgers into this offense, he goes down. The Jets coaching staff and Hackett and Todd Downing and the entire offensive coaching staff has to adjust their entire game plan to Zach Wilson being the quarterback, and they're slowly figuring it out. So I invite Jets fans to be patient, and I think that, we went up against 4 out of the 6 teams that we went up against the first 6 games were a top 10 defense. Now the schedule eases up. So if the offense can't figure it out these next 6 games, then we'll have a big discussion about Zach Wilson as the quarterback, Hackett as the coordinator. But we went through a gauntlet of a schedule against top-tier defenses. 4 out of the 6 opponents were, again, top 10 defenses. Now the next 6 opponents are not. That's not the case. The best defense we're going to go up against in the next 6 games is the Buffalo Bills, who we, by the way, beat in week 1. So you got the damn Giants, who are struggling. And then you got the Chargers, who just can't win a game, and that's going to be at home, Monday Night Football. We're in Vegas. I'm going to be there for that game. At Buffalo, I mean, the next part of the schedule is going to be really, really interesting. Really, really interesting. So, folks, if you guys enjoyed the show, I would really, really appreciate it if you could simply hit that like button for your boy, man. Really, really appreciate that. 44 likes. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another Jets Media Live show. Let's get into the chat and hear what you guys have to say. Anything you guys agree with me or disagree with me, definitely let me know. I'm so happy for Cook and Quincy. They are shining on a team of stars. Conk and Quincy. Sorry, I thought you said Cook. I was about to say Cook? No, it's Conk. Yeah, Tyler Conklin deserves a lot of credit. He has kind of established himself as like one of the go-to weapons in this entire offense. I mean, you can argue he's like the second option next to Garrett Wilson in the pass attack. And, of course, Quincy Williams is being a damn dog every single time. We have no chance to beat the Eagles. 2 days later, it's just one game. Why are y'all so happy? Clowns. Literally, clowns. The people that, literally said the Jets have 0 chance to beat the Eagles, and then we beat the Eagles, and then they just, backpedal, that's not sustainable. You can't rely on 4 turnovers a game, and, you only won that game because of this. Oh, it's rigged. I mean, you literally sound like a moron. So continue to sound like a moron and dig yourself into a hole, people. Continue that. And shout out to Hennessy for calling them out. Justin says, the Jets' schedule before the bye week was the hardest schedule in the NFL. Everyone else in the East still has to play these teams. Miami and Buffalo are going to lose to the Eagles, Chiefs, and Cowboys. That'll be huge, man. If the Eagles, Chiefs, and Cowboys can beat all those 3 teams, the Jets are in a really, really good situation. Really, really good situation. I'll be in Miami on the 17th. Let's go. King Lowski's going to be representing in South Beach. I love that. Would like to see Uzama as tight end 3. Ruckert more productive. Cobb needs to sit. Young guys may be unknown, but potential better than Cobb. I mean, listen. Randall Cobb had a really good 2-point conversion. We're not going to give him credit for that. I like Randall Cobb, but I don't know. He's just a savvy veteran that I just feel like is very reliable. I know he had a drop, but I don't know. Dig yourself into a moron hole, morons. Oh, the morons are out on the surface, and it's so funny how moronic they are. And Buffalo won't win a ring. It's in their DNA. Of course. Working and driving and typing. Hey, I mean, you said Conk. I'm the one that misread it, and I appreciate you, man. The Bills almost lost to the Cupcake Giants and have the nerve to talk. Sit down somewhere. I actually respect the Jets. Y'all are proving something unlike them bum Bills. Yeah, man, we appreciate that. I'm assuming, what, you're a Dolphins fan? When your playoff hopes rest on others losing, yeah, not a good team yet. Well, we're 3-3, and the Jets control their own destiny still, so we don't need to rely on anybody to lose. If the Jets go out there and win the games they're supposed to win, they're going to win the playoffs no matter what other teams do. So that's not the case. Johnny, Richie, Greg the Leg, MVP. In the beginning, we said with Aaron Rodgers, if we were 3-3, we would make noise. We did it with Zach. This team is ready to make a long run. Go Jets. 100%. 100%. The people that are undermining the Jets at 3-3 just are pure haters. And the pure haters just hate their own life, it seems. Take it out on Jets media. But we still have to play well against these teams. We can't go out there and act like we're all that, or we're in for a rude awakening. Yeah, 100%, Paula. We can't just expect, like, oh, we're versing inferior opponents. That's guaranteed W's. That's not the case. Upsets happen. You know, the Giants can definitely beat the Jets. The Chargers can beat the Jets. The Raiders can beat the Jets. I mean, I'm not going to sit here with a straight face and say, yeah, the Jets are about to beat all these teams now in the second half of the schedule because the schedule is easier. I'm not going to say that. But I will say that finally, the New York Jets have an opportunity here to go on a little run. And dare I say, we're already on a 2-game win streak. A win streak can happen. And maybe this could be the confidence that the offense needs to go up against inferior defenses. And I think that's the biggest part about the opponents that we're going up against is the defenses are not top tier. Zach Wilson and the offense had to go up against top units week after week. I am not scared of the Bills, especially since they have no more T. White and Milano. Me too, bro. I think the Jets have a chance to sweep the Bills this year. 100%. I think the Jets have a chance to sweep the Buffalo Bills. Did you hear Woody's having a meeting about the turf? I did not see that, King Lowski. Where is that? Is that true? Next 4 games, definitely winnable. Absolutely, man. Folks, if you did not already, please hit that thumbs up button. I greatly, greatly appreciate that. And again, one last shout out to GameTime. If you guys want to get $20 off your first purchase on the GameTime app, last-minute tickets, say you're going to any Jets games this season or you're going to any Knicks games or maybe you're a Brooklyn Nets fan, definitely go check out the GameTime app. You guys can click that link that's in the chat right now. $20 off your first purchase on the GameTime app. You know tickets are pretty expensive these days, so definitely go check out the GameTime app, folks. I'm going to wrap up the show, guys. If you guys want to go check out Bleacher Report, I will be live on Bleacher Report at 1 p.m. with TD Finns Talk, with Voch Lombardi, who is a huge Cowboys creator, and also Joseph Dion, who is a big Detroit Lions creator. We go live on Bleacher Report every single Wednesday at 1 p.m., giving us our weekly predictions, weekly picks. And, hey, I picked the Jets over the Eagles. All those 3 guys picked the Eagles over the Jets. So this is going to be a big show at 1 o'clock, and I cannot wait to see their thoughts. Definitely go check it out, guys. 1 p.m. 1 p.m. Bleacher Report. Download the Bleacher Report app right now. Go on the NFL little thing. I'll put the link. I'll share the link of where you can find the stream on my Twitter. So if you're not following me on Twitter, definitely go check that out. But that's definitely where you guys should check me out, man. Me and TD Finns Talk, Voch Lombardi, and Joseph Dion live at 1 p.m. on the Bleacher Report app in 35 minutes. So I'll see you guys then. Peace and love as always. Jets Media is out of here. And, of course, don't forget, AFC's Roundtable tonight, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Peace and love as always, guys. Let's go Jets. And a big-time credit to the New York Jets coaching staff. Let's go. Peace.